All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about sort of a sensitive topic in dog training. Not sensitive to me, not sensitive to a lot of you guys, but just industry wide. It's a very sensitive topic. And that is something I've talked about before, and that is the use of aversives in dog training. Okay, versus or compared to purely positive training. This is actually going to be sort of a monologue, a discussion into the different approaches and the different ideas and why, right? So the biggest thing that I noticed with purely positive training, and the reason that this came up, the reason that I thought about this as a topic for this video, is because yesterday I did a podcast interview with the trainer from Mexico, Tony Roman. Tony Roman from Netas Caninas. That's his social media page. So we did the interview. It was in Spanish, and inevitably the topic of purely positive training came up. He's not a purely positive trainer. He uses different tools. He's what we would call in the industry balanced. But the topic came up, and I just found myself saying the same thing I always say to different people in different interviews, and that is, it doesn't make sense to me that in dog training, it's the only industry where somebody with no experience or very little experience or somebody very incompetent can go to a person, look at their finished product, the finished product be good, and then determine what kind of trainer they are, not by the product, but by the tool that they used.
You are the man. Whatever you whispered into Galaxy's ears worked. I love the interaction with you and Galaxy and how it worked and how you had Galaxy wait so the dogs could catch up. I think Galaxy did a phenomenal job. Move over, Caesar Milan.
I have to step in there because I believe that any trainer or owner who uses a dominance submission methodology, that's medieval dog training. The best scientists and ethologists and behaviorists in this country agree that to train your dog in a positive manner gives it confidence and security.
Yeah, but it's not your way or the highway. He has his way of training, and that's your way of training.
No. I totally disagree with you.
You're not the end-all be-all. Everyone has their own way of training. What, you think you're the god of dog training?
Science, yes I am, because I follow the very best in this country.
I mean,
I'm
this
not
is just
talking
ridiculous.
snuff. Do you know what? Do not say I'm ridiculous, and I'm going to get very angry with you.
I didn't say you were.
No,
I say
well,
this is ridiculous.
You are saying that I am ridiculous.
Oh, get over yourself.
Okay, so a very incompetent person can go to you, a dog trainer, see your dog, very happy, very reliable, and instead of them looking at the product and say, hey, your dog is amazing, he looks happy, he's very reliable, you must be a good dog trainer. It's the only industry where that person can go, hold on a second, I notice you're using this tool. You must not be a good dog trainer. It doesn't make sense. You try to apply that to other industries, and I can't think of any other industries where that makes sense. I don't go to a carpenter or a builder and look at this beautiful project, this beautiful house that they built, solid, and it's stable, it's durable, great structure. And after looking at that product, me go, hey, what tools do you use? And the person goes, well, I use this tool and this tool. And me go, oh, you must not be a good builder then. Despite the fact that you put up an amazing building, it's solid, awesome structure. Okay, I'm not gonna judge you on the product. I'm gonna judge you on the tool that you use to get that product. That wouldn't make sense. People will look at me like a complete idiot, right? They would be like, what are you talking about? I don't go to a chef, right? After eating their delicious meal, and I'm like, man, this is amazing. I don't go to that chef and go, chef, what tools do you use? And the chef go, well, you know, I use this blender, right, or whatever, and me go, huh, you used a blender, you must not be a good cook, despite the fact that I just devoured this amazing meal. Doesn't make sense. They will look at me and they will just laugh at me and they'll be like, dude, that is ridiculous. Okay? You look at the product that this professional made. If it's solid, you judge it on that product based on what they're putting out. If I go to a chef, I go to a cook, and consistently, you know, the food that I'm eating, it's consistently burnt or undercooked, then I can go, hey, you must not be a good chef because you keep burning the food. If I go to a builder and I go, man, your houses, they keep, you know, the roof keeps caving in after like a few months. You know, there's constant leaks in every one of your projects after a few months. You must not be a good builder. That would make sense. But not the other way around, like it is in the dog industry. In the dog industry, I can go to a guy, right? Not me, but like just in general, anybody can go to a guy or a girl with an amazing dog, and go, wow, that's an amazing dog, but you had to use this tool and this tool. You must be a very incompetent trainer. Don't even call, that's another one, right? Don't even call yourself a dog trainer if you have to use this tool. Where does that logic fit in? Why is that acceptable in dog training? It doesn't make sense. And dog trainers with, you know, purely positive dog trainers, like somebody could really go to Victoria Stillwell, who's not even a trainer, but she's a joke, right? Somebody could go to her. She doesn't really even have any product to show, okay? No reliability. And people go, wow, you are an amazing dog trainer. So much that I want to pay you so that I can learn how to do that. Logic doesn't fit there. It just doesn't fit there, right? Yet this happens all the time. Like these trainers are going, look at how I do things. Judge me on how I do things. This is the mark, okay? This is how I'm a good dog trainer. By telling you how I do it, by telling you my philosophy on how I do it, this is the reason why I am a good dog trainer. That doesn't make sense, right? I believe it needs to be definitely both. Yes, what are you doing? How are you getting that? But damn, at the end of the day, I want to look at your dog. Is the reliability there? Check. Does your dog look happy? Check. Man, you must be an awesome dog trainer. If the reliability is there, but your dog looks like ass, like garbage, good job on the reliability, on the discipline, but maybe there is a couple of things you could work on, right? Your dog should not be looking like shit when you tell it to come to you. On the other hand, if your dog looks adorable and your dog looks super happy and enthusiastic, and you say come and it just does this and it flies very happy, just goes and ignores you, good job, your dog looks very happy, but the reliability is not there. Maybe that's something that could be addressed. That is how it should be done, right? But not the other way around. So what is it about purely positive training that appeals to people? Well, one, it's the social pressure, I believe. I believe it is the social pressure, okay? I've had clients in the past that told me that they were going to take their dogs for a walk or their friends were going to go visit, and they didn't want their friends to see their dogs with the e-collar on. They wanted to take the dog to the beach. They wanted to take the dog out for a walk in the park, but they didn't want the neighbors to see their dogs with the prong collar on. This is social pressure. People don't even understand this, but they are falling to this social pressure, that peer pressure. That's one. I believe also people want to genuinely do the right thing for their dog. I get it. I do too. But again, we're going back to the misinformation that is being fed to the consumer because, you know, the person wants to do the right thing. Okay? I talk a lot about this in my new book, Selecting the Right Dog Trainer. So if you haven't picked it up yet, check it out. It's on Amazon. I'm also going to be making an audiobook here pretty soon. So depending on when you're watching this video, it might already be out. So it's going to be on YouTube. So if you're watching this video from months later or years later from the making of this video, that audiobook is already there. So make sure you go check it out. People want to do the right thing. And so here comes the industry going, hey, here's a way to do it without pressuring your dog, without telling your dog no, without abusing your dog. And then then people fall into this cycle of, oh, well, crap, that's great. And then they realize, well, crap, my dog hasn't really learned much. I've had those clients. Okay? I've had those clients that have spent the thousands of dollars because they wanted to do the right thing, and their dogs didn't learn shit. Like, fuck all, nothing. I am dead serious. Okay, and so then I have to come in, put the pieces together, and then they go, wow, that was so much cheaper. So much cheaper. Okay, not because my rates were lower than the other trainers, but because we got it done in a fraction of the time than the several months and the several thousands of dollars for the dog to do and learn like fucking nothing, zero. So this is, again, the social pressure. People want to do the right thing and they don't know. Now, I don't have a problem with the purely positive trainers if that's how they genuinely feel. Look, I'm not anti, okay? Go do your own thing, like do it. If you have your clients and you resonate with that message, go to one of those trainers. As long as there is no misleading involved, that I don't have a problem with. And misleading happens in every side of the industry. It happens with the balanced trainers, it happens with the purely positive trainers, it happens with everybody. Okay, like just be genuine. Tell the client, tell the people, tell the world what you actually do, how you're gonna do it. And if you fall short, so be it. I'm okay with that. And so people want to do the purely positive thing, go ahead and do it. I'm all for it. But be genuine. I don't use the whale analogy. That is one of the weirdest things for me, how a very smart animal like a human being, okay? A human being that is very, very smart. Of course, some more than others, but in general, you watching this video, you're a very smart person. You understand logic. You know certain things sometimes don't sound right. And then you analyze that and you go, no, that's not right. But in some things, we sort of like develop this cognitive dissonance where we just go, yeah, there's no logic there, but I don't get it. I don't care. Like the whale example, when people go, well, we can train whales. I'm reading Don't Shoot the Dog right now. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm reading Don't Shoot the Dog. And, the examples of whales and wild animals being trained to do this and that through positive training. It's all great. It's all great. Absolutely great. I'm not saying we can't learn from that. But if you're going to use whales and dolphins as an example of purely positive, as an argument of purely positive training, you've automatically lost that argument, okay? It is the most inhumane thing that you could do is put a whale in a pool. It is the most inhumane thing you could do. Trust me on this, okay? The comparison is not even fair. Even if I put a prong collar on my dog, okay, even if I were to do this, I would never do it, but even if I were to put a prong collar on my dog and just started yanking for 10 minutes, and then after those 10 minutes, I take it off and I go, hey buddy, good job, we're friends. Okay, that would be pretty messed up, right? That would be very messed up. But even if I did that, it still would not compare to a whale being kept in a pool for the amusement of the people so that they could come over and pay your bills so that you you can keep putting that whale in the pool. Okay? And that whole bullshit of, oh, it's for research. Okay, yeah, part of it I'm sure is for research. But entertainment? No. Go fuck yourself. It doesn't make sense. Don't compare Mrs. Jones putting an e-collar on her dog so that her dog will learn certain skills to a fucking whale in a pool and say, well, you know, the whale can jump through a hoop. Why do you need an e-collar for your dog? Use your logic. There is no comparison there. You're talking about a whale in a pool. That is the most inhumane thing you could possibly do. A tiger in a cage. It's the most fucking inhumane thing you could do. Now, if it is for science and if it is for research and if it is for preservation of endangered species, okay, I get that. But everything else, no, completely unacceptable. There's no comparison there. So that's what I wanted to, to address. I wanted to address those two things. One, why is dog training an industry in which we make it acceptable to judge the operator not by the results, not by the product, but by the tools that he uses or she uses? That doesn't make sense. Okay? And two, why do we keep looking back at the whales? Why do we keep looking back at the dolphins and the wild animals in captivity, kept in pretty horrid conditions, so that we could justify purely positive training, so that we could say, look how humane we are, how great we've advanced. We can jump, we can teach a whale that lives in a freaking pool to go up and jump through a hoop. Okay, look how humane that is. We did it without ever touching the whale. And you asshole, you're putting a prong collar on your dog. Okay, be genuine. Be definitely genuine. Either support it, either go 100% and truly believe, okay, you know what? I am purely positive. I have a problem disconnecting from this animal. I have a problem looking at an animal as an animal. Okay, think of it that way, okay? I have a problem looking at an animal like an animal. I have this weird issue. Okay, to you it's not weird, but come clean, right? Go, hey, I have a problem with it. So I vow to never ever do anything that I wouldn't, put myself in those conditions under. And so I'm gonna look at this dog like an animal. And I'm gonna look at this dog like a person. And I'm gonna go all pure positive. And also, I'm never gonna use the example of the whales in the pool and the dolphins in the pool, because that is the most fucking inhumane thing you could do to a wild animal. And by the way, I'm also not gonna eat meat ever again, because fucking eating meat and eating cheese, that means I'm fucking supporting an industry that is torturing animals daily. So I am not gonna do any of those things. Oh, and by the way, I'm also not gonna ever put a prong collar on my dog. If you do that, man, I love you for that. That means you're genuine. That means you genuinely bought your message, all of it. Okay? That's awesome. But don't be this half-ass pro animal rights person that goes, don't put a prong collar on your dog, but fuck, that burger tasted delicious. Don't put a prong collar on your dog, but I'm gonna go to SeaWorld next weekend. Don't put a prong collar on your dog, but I'm gonna go to the zoo so I can just, watch these animals just pace back and forth in their tiny little cages. Okay? So use logic. Don't fall victim to social pressure.